Good morning. I'm Josanne Wright Callender, author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational program. I have to apologize. It's been several weeks since I was with you talking about the process of fine motor skills and why cross crawls and crossing the midline is so important to your children as teachers and parents and educators in general. This is something that I found out was just fascinating to me. And this is the last segment, and I want to apologize too for the gentleman that emailed me to find out. Okay, what other activities are there for crossing the midline? And at least, I knew that he was interested, so I gave him a couple, but I only had like 3. So today I'm going to link to my description box some other sites that will give you other ones that I hadn't even thought of. Like you remember, I think what we called it cherry picker, where you would start up with your hands and then you would go and touch your left foot, right foot, and then back up to the top and clap as we did it as an exercise for kids, um, just to warm up. The crossing the midline can be done as warm up activities before your child starts playing. So, first of all, why is this so important? So, I have a site that is Let's Work Together to Build Its Movement and Play Skills. So that's in the description box. But I loved it. I loved that they had gone into detail as to why this is so important. It reinforced the pathways between the two hemispheres and allows for the development of fine motor skills, coordination, and learning in general. And and this was interesting. This article says that learning disability prevention, crossing the midline activities can help prevent learning disabilities. And I hadn't heard that before. And I've taught for like 27 plus years, and the area of special education in particular. And this is the first time. But as you know, um, research and and I guess educational processes over the years are developing and finding out new information every day. So I'm not surprised, but I wish I'd known that earlier, and I would have been sharing this information with the parents that I was interacting with. And so also coordination, crossing the midline helps to develop coordination in children, and they called it a coordination crusade. And as you know, a lot of children are so self-conscious that they don't feel as coordinated as maybe their friends who are playing ball or doing other activities, gymnastics. But this is one activity that will help develop those skills of coordination, balance, and stability. Crossing the midline helps in that area. Fine motor skills is my topic, and that's why I wanted to teach these skills when I found out how important they are. Um, because drawing and writing both require this particular crossing the midline, going from one side of the paper to the other, reading left to right. Cognitive connections. This is the whole process right there in 2 words. Crossing the midline can help prevent learning disabilities and enhances cognitive connections. So, with these things in mind, I've included some of the activities that I thought would be really fun. And one of the activities OT had suggested putting things on a plate for the child to eat and using one hand pick up those items to eat one at a time. Something that simple is crossing the midline, going from one, like your right hand crossing over to the left side of the plate and picking up things as you go around. And I said, oh my goodness. And then, the hands of the clock, you could either have the child do like, show me 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or maybe have their 1 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So you're doing like things with both hands that are different. And then that other hand can come around to do 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. and things of that sort. And once you see some of the activities for crossing the midline, you'll come up with other ideas. I am so sure. So, we're going to move on to another topic that is near and dear to my heart next time. And I apologize for this 4-week break, but as you know, a lot of you know, I'm an author and I have another book that I'm promoting. And you could look in the YouTube for Making Do Writer's Notes, and that's my other book. But for the Happy Little Garbage Truck, I wanted to do a special Christmas activity because going into the first of the year, I want to focus on empathy and building empathy skills. So those are going to be that one topic will create the next few YouTubes that I do, and just looking forward to that because I've had at least 3 people in the last 3 months that I just happened to casually mention that I was writing and have written a children's book. And I said self-esteem, and they said, "Oh, do you talk about empathy and feeling, about how others' feelings can be learned and how a child can read the person's, uh, how they could, you know, find out how a person is feeling by reading their face, the facial expressions." And I said, "Yeah, I actually, yeah, this is incorporated in my book." So we're going to focus on that. And hopefully, in the months to come, weeks to come at least, um, I can give you some tips and tools that I've learned over the years that have helped in this area as well. So thank you for subscribing. Please share, ring the button, and look forward to seeing you next time, which will be next week. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless.